So I'm sure we all do it at some point. We just sit there and think, man, what's the most fucked up thing humanity can come up with? Or the most creative thing, or wacky thing, or pretty much whatever thing, okay? It doesn't really matter what the thing is. We're just trying to figure out what's in the box and what makes Lark tick. So I just decided to ask people, just ask me random questions, and not too many people answered because of the time of day I posted, but I kind of liked some of the questions, kind of stumpers. So anyway, yeah, let's just get right into it because we're not doing introductions anymore. First up, we have Sleek Ash asking, gotta hope I pronounced that right. We have Sleek Ash asking, what would you do if you were 200 feet tall? Well, for starters, I'd probably take a bath in the ocean, go through the aisles and just let the breeze flow and gently hit my ball sack, and probably end the day off with stomping the city of LA to the ground. I'm just playing around about that, obviously. Honestly, I don't know what I would do if I was 200 feet tall. I'd take up a lot of space. I'll have to come back to that one. Up next, we have Oblivion asking, what would you do if someone came up to you in real life and asked you to yip them and started wrapping their arms around you? Well, I'd probably make them feel pretty uncomfortable. I'm talking about, like, I'd lean up like really close into the ear and just be like, Mother always said it would feel like this. Probably like, Mother always said it would feel like this. To be quite honest, I don't really know what I would do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd be creeped out, but aside from taking their hands off of me, I don't really know where that whole situation would go. So yeah, no one's gonna end up pregnant, so I think we'll be fine. Up next, we have Diatenshi, which, by the way, if you want to see some freaking comedic gold, go into any one of our posts and just look at our comments. I'm pretty sure you'll find yourself entertained. Anyway, he asks, if the world were about to end and you were stuck on a mountaintop with a bunch of orphan children and you had the only cure to save the world, but to survive the mountain you had to eat a child, would you? Also, if so, how would you determine which child to eat? Wow, that's pretty specific. Di, would you like to have a day where we just get to sit and talk and vent about our problems? No, honestly, let's see. I'd probably eat little Timmy. Just like if there's one there just named Timmy, he's open season, man. His fucking ass is getting roasted on an open flame. No, I wouldn't eat a child. I think I would rather just die or like send one of them off with the cure and just stay on the mountaintop. Or you know what? If something were to happen to me to where I wouldn't be able to get it there, I would definitely make sure one of these damn kids were able to get there. And if they weren't able to, I'm sorry, humanity, but we failed you. I'm just apologizing in advance in case I ever get stuck in a situation like this, which I hope I don't. Up next, we have TJ asking, if you went into the game of Skyrim, what would you do and where would you live? Also, you're not the Dragonborn because your Skyrim character is also in that world. Would you try to find him and have a romance with yourself? Okay, so first thing I would do, prostitution. Oh no, I'd probably end up becoming a sellsword. I'd want to live in solitude just because it's a nice and beautiful city. Would I chase... Would I try and track down my character? Yeah, no, probably not, because that would be like dating myself, since everything I do with SOC is pretty much just my embodiment. And I don't feel like jerking myself off here. I mean, I already have kind of, a little fair-sized ego, and I don't want to stroke my ego. I like to date somebody who's opinionated, somewhat similar to me, but very different and opinionated, because I like some kind of differences in my partners. So yeah, no, I probably wouldn't track myself down just to yip myself. Okay, so first off, the questionnaire did state that the rules are there is no limits to how many questions you can ask, which is kind of nice. And so we're just going to answer Oblivion's 3 questions here. Let's see. First one is, how did you find the furry fandom and find out I was a furry? So let's see. The fandom, I want to say community because I didn't really start doing anything community-wise until 176 days ago, when I first installed the Amino app. As far as finding out I was a furry, I didn't really know what the term was until I was in the 9th grade. I didn't figure out what it actually was, what it meant to like anthropomorphic art, but I always liked anthropomorphic art. My favorite shows growing up as a kid were always anthropomorphic related. My favorite kid, all time, hands down, kid show to watch when I was growing up was called SWAT Cats, and if you know what that is, I love each and every one of you. So, yeah, I guess it was around as a kid. I just always loved anthropomorphic stuff, but I guess I really didn't find out until 9th grade, and I didn't join and do anything with the fandom until 176 days ago when I first installed Amino. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. What was my inspiration behind Lark the Khajiit? I needed to make a Yefbait character. No, my inspiration behind him was mainly the whole Khajiit thing was supposed to be a test model for a feline, but I ended up falling in love with my character, and I just ended up making him my OC and getting different people to commission him and draw him how they saw him. So yeah, that was pretty fun for me. Lastly, for this little 3-parter, what would you do if you had a real tail attached to your body? Probably yiff the shit out of it. No, I'm playing around. I'm gonna stop on the yiff subject. I just kind of liked that first question. I don't know. I think that would be really cool and pretty interesting. I definitely want to see if I could pick things up with it. Like that would be pretty cool to have another set, like another hand, but this time it's a tail. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I would use it for climbing shit. I think it'd be pretty interesting to have a tail. That's a good question. And last but not least, we're gonna finish strong with another Oblivion question. I like the fact that she actually took the time to ask a crap load of random questions. That's a true friend right there. Last question is, what if a stranger just walked in your home, sat down, and started watching TV? Quite honestly, I don't know how I would handle that. I already know I wouldn't be at the front of the room, I mean at the front of the house, which is where the TV is, so it'd be kind of weird to come out of my little rec studio and go out and see somebody I don't know just right there enjoying like a bag of chips and watching some good old-fashioned TV, just going, wanna go sit down? Like, I really don't know. I'd be pretty awkward, but also ready in case if some shit went down. You never know with people nowadays. So I guess not kill them, but just be on my guard and try to escort them out. Like, are you just drunk? Did you come into the wrong house? It happens, man. You need to go home, Jim. You need to get some rest, buddy. Well, I guess that's it for this segment, and I will see you guys in the next one.